All right, and welcome to the little quick walkthrough of the dungeon and Unreal and how level buildings works. So we started out in basically a dungeon, a prison, and these are like little windows of the outside. The outside is incomplete yet, as we see, and these right here is kind of like the light blockers. And we go back into the window, down through the doors, into the stairwell, and back into the crypt. Now the crypt is unfinished here, so that way we can demonstrate just how efficient and fun level building is in Unreal. So I added a wall, boom, place it, grid snap, done, turn, rotate the wall. Excuse me, I'm a little sick still. Push the wall back in, and boom, done, in place. And then I can select, basically I want to make sure the wall's facing is the correct way, so I basically put I quickly swap out the meshes, which is another awesome feature of Unreal. All right, here I alt clicked and dragged the wall over to make a duplicate, and then I do the same thing. I set it, I'm in the overhead view, and I'm making sure the wall is aligned. Now this is the second wall that's going to happen. I'm going to rotate it in. In this way, now I know all the faces are facing the correct direction. So when later on, when I'm editing the walls to add detail, I know exactly what that I don't have to correct anything, and I can just basically go in, swap a mesh, and be done with it. And in the overhead view, as you can see, I'm just kind of rotating the walls, adding new walls in, and just lining them up with the other stuff. Now, yes, I can do this much faster if I just grab a collection of walls, but I'm doing this a little slower just for demonstration purposes. And I do love the four viewports. And so here we go. So like I'm just like kind of going in here, touching up on the wall, boom, and okay, there we go. A little bit of adjustment, and it's all good. And now later on, like I got all these columns set up in the rooms. Later on, I'm going to go back through and add more walls in and make it like a little more mazy, a little more fill to this empty room. See, level design is basically, oh well, I got this big empty room. What do I do with it? And so we just fill it up a little bit. So as you can see, I'm just kind of like walking the walls through. Here we go. Go to the edge, rotate it, boom, done. Alt, drag. Well, here we go. And then now alt drag. And then one more alt drag to finish off the walls. But I gotta make, gotta be like, oh, okay, yep, oh, I'm there. I gotta put a door in there too. I don't think I have a door. Yeah, there we go. Okay, come on, door. It's a little bit of I'm doing things a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm doing things a little bit wonky here. I gotta put a door into this long hallway, and boom, the doors are done. Now the ceilings are not complete yet. As you can see, it's missing a lot of trim. There's a lot of light bleeding through, and that'll all be taken care of later, right? I mean, right now the focus is just building out a level. And as you can see right here, this is a blueprint, right? Blueprint. So I'm gonna go and edit the blueprint now. And the purpose of this is I'm just showing how to edit the blueprints, and now we're in basically kind of like an unlit or like a default lit scene. Blueprint editing is a little weird. You basically grab an object and you drag it in, right? I want to add in the arches, so I drag it in, and boom, it pops up in 0, 0. So, and it does sometimes it highlights, sometimes it doesn't. So blueprints are a little bit of a pain in the neck. So I put the arch where I want it to go, and my speed is a little too fast. But I basically make sure the arches are aligned with the pillars, and then this blends over nicely with all the roof designs. Now granted, I probably could just make a blueprint of the roof and just be done with it, which would be beneficial. Especially if I just have one arch with it. So I'm just going to make a couple arches. And boom. Now, Granted, now this is part of a like a sectional thing, so I don't want the arches to complete all the way through. So these are part of the design decisions. Now I'm a rookie at level design, right? And so I'm just kind of like going through all this as normal. Level design is probably one of the things that I hate the most of making games. I love the programming part, the AI aspects, and everything. So this is where I am honestly clumsy with it. So I mean, I'm sure some level designer will jump in here and be like, "No, you can do this way more efficient." Great, please share your knowledge, because I want to know a faster, easier way to do this stuff. Because this is not what I call fun. This is not fun for me. All right. So basically, I've gone through here. I mean, you can see I'm just making the blueprints, right? Boom, and boom, it fits into place. All right. Now I can do this a little faster, but you know, I'm still not a professional. I don't do this. I spend more time programming and stuff and picking out sounds. I'll spend a damn weekend picking out the sound for like a footstep, right? Okay, so there we go. And I saved the blueprint, and boom, now you know all the walls updated. Here's a corner, right? So I gotta like change the corner. So now the corner, I gotta figure out the design principle for this corner and how it's gonna plug into the rest of the levels. So this is also where it's a learning experience for me, because it's not intuitive. Like, okay, so here the choice is, should the levels be all inclusive of everything, of all the arches, or should the hallway extensions have the arches? And I'm thinking that I should probably just have the arches here, to all the corners, just basically because it'll be a little more efficient to have like the end cap or whatever finish off the level, like the door. Basically, it would contain all the doors and all the other stuff. So I think end caps, in my, like, as I said, I'm not a professional at level design, but in my own opinion, the end cap should be the one that has all the finishing touches. So here we go. Like, I'm viewing the project again, and I see that it's got all the end caps. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? You know, let's just go back into the other blueprint. Yep, and we're gonna delete. So we're actually going to delete it, even though it's a little bit of against my principle. And I'm kind of like rethinking this, right? So I'm like, it looks good, but you know, let's just move it there. Let's just keep it there. Now I really should have the other pillar, the finishing pillar, right there too, because the end caps on the other stuff shouldn't really. I mean, if I'm gonna put an end cap there, I probably should put a pillar. I'm just thinking this through. But I got the pillars at the end of the other column, so right now it looks fine. Who cares? Whatever. This is just kind of future thinking, right? So, you know what? There's a door here, and I'm just gonna go grab like basically the little arch and just be done with it. I mean, sometimes you don't have to be precise on on game level development. You don't have to be exactly precise, right? So I mean, basically, this is it. I just wanted to, I'm gonna go here to the mausoleum. That's the last piece of it. I'm keeping this as a blueprint, and the connecting hallway to the mausoleum is not yet done, but that's coming up soon. So stay tuned for the next video.